What's up, everybody? This is Alex with the Nerds of Paradise, and today we kind of have a special one. My wife really wants to do a sealed of this, but we're just trying to find the time to do it with some friends. So I thought about it. It's like, hey, why don't we just make this a pod, and I can still open this box up online and share this experience with you all, because it's my first box opening of this set. Ixalan, welcome to it. My friend Andrew really enjoys dinosaurs, and my wife Jam really likes pirates. So we've kind of got a mishmash of some really cool things that they both really want to play. So we're gonna... Don't know if I'm gonna cut out this part while I struggle with it. Okay, so shrink wrap is off. I'm going to end up making a pod out of this. I recently acquired those Potamajig 2s. I finally got mines in the mail after what felt like forever to do. So I'm going to turn these into pods. So I'm going to try not to separate the rares from the commons. I'm just going to make different stacks. And we're just going to go like that. I'm not super familiar with this set. I don't have a whole lot of information on base value of cards. I mean, I play with like Revel in Riches. I believe Atali was in this set. Not sure. So, we'll see what it's like. Yeah, let's just get into it. We'll see what the value of this box is. So, fun story is that my wife Jamie, she actually bought this box herself because she was just so interested in this dinosaur pirate set of Ixalan. And she wanted to pick up a box of it, which we picked up from Double Dragons out in Wahua. Best LGS, for me anyway. They have a lot of value. Alright, I'm just gonna blow past some of these if you all wanted to take a look at. Alright. Heartless Pillage, Sentinel Totem, Atzokin Archer, Spell Swindle. I ran this in my Tiamat deck. I had it as a 5-color treasure deck originally. Stormfleet Aerialist, Raider's Wake, Dark Nourishment, and Deeproot Champion. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put a +1/+1 counter on Deeproot Champion. That could have a place in my Ezody deck, where every time a low-cost creature, or low-attack creature, comes into play under my control, experience counters, and you just end up distributing a whole bunch of +1/+1 counters. Trove of Temptation, Deathless Ancient, Vance's Blasting Cannons. At the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top card of your library. If it's a non-land card, you may cast that card this turn. Whenever you cast your third spell in a turn, you may transform Vance's Blasting Cannons into Spitfire Bastion. Tap out a red, 2 and a red, tap, deals 3 damage to target creature or player. That's fun. I don't know if I can see that in a deck. I believe there's like a Dowsing Dagger now that I've seen the flip cards in it. Is that in this set? Comment down below if Dowsing Dagger is in the set. I believe that ends up turning into either it taps for 3 or it turns into a Gaia's Cradle and taps for like creatures you control. Something like that. Lightning Rig Crew, Deadeye Plunderer, Bounded Horncrest, Sword Point Diplomacy. 2 and a black, reveal the top 3 cards of your library. For each of those cards, put that card into your hand unless any opponent pays 3 life. Then exile the rest. That seems fun. I'm using a GoPro, so the focus is just a little bit different, but thought this was a good entry-level camera to get for something I just want to do for fun. Guys, I love doing this kind of stuff. What do we got? We'll find out. If you can't read it, sorry, it will be a work in progress. Leave a comment down below. Let me know how much of this you actually got to see and how much you were relying on this delicious voice. Wily Goblin, Emergent Growth, Otepec Huntsmaster, and then Old Growth Dryads. 1 for a 3/3. Enters the battlefield. Each opponent may search his or her library for a basic land card, put it on battlefield tapped, then shuffle their library. See, this kind of has this old Magic-y feel where a lot of new cards now, if they're really good, they're just really good. There's not a whole lot of wiggle room. Older Magic card design, you would have something like, was it Jade Leech in its time of Invasion, where it was like it was a low-cost big creature, but all of your spells would end up costing more to cast. And it was like, kind of one of those, that a cat's paw? I don't know. It wasn't so easy to just like, oh, that's a great card. Sometimes. I mean, To be fair, there were plenty of cards back then where it was just like, oh, that's disgusting. Inspiring Cleric, Walk the Plank, Glorifier of Dusk, and Sunbird's Invocation. Ooh, 5 and a red. Whenever you cast a spell from your hand, reveal the top X cards of your library, where X is that spell's converted mana cost. You may cast a card revealed this way with CMC cost X or less without paying its mana cost. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order.
Ooh, that's bad.
Let's hope that some of these cards are of big value when I go through and I do all my research and let you know. Wow. But yeah, I mean, there have been plenty of cards, even in old Magic, where the mechanic was definitely a little broken. What's a good example? Urza's Block. I guess that's an easy target, but because I don't count Mirrodin. I think Affinity is when people first realized like there was some real power creep. They toned it down in Kamigawa, but, you know, anyway. Field of Ruin, ooh, actually, I like that. Field of Ruin, people, that's a great card. I don't care who you are. Deadeye Quartermaster, Savage Stomp, Waker of the Wilds. 2 and 2 green for a 3/3, X, green, put X +1/+1 counters on target land you control. That land becomes a 0/0 elemental creature with haste. It's still a land. That could be fun. Ooh. I run a landfall deck. I don't know if that would mainline into my Soul of Windgrace. Gonna blow right past the commons. Vineshaper Mystic, Steadfast Armasaur, Deadeye Plunderers, and Direct Fleet Ravager. Our first mythic of the box. 3 and 2 black for a 4/4 Orc Pirate Wizard, Menatche and Death Touch. When Dire Fleet Ravager enters the battlefield, each player loses a third of his or her life rounded up. That is nasty. I have a friend, he plays mono black. He might enjoy an effect like that or two, just to say haha and doom you. His black deck is Sir Conrad, and I don't know if anybody else has gone against the Sir Conrad, but those things are always mean. Grim Captain's Call, Bonded Horncrest, Ixalan's Binding, and Blood Crazed Paladin. Flash for a 1 black, 1 and a 1/1. Enters the battlefield with +1/+1 counter for each creature that died this turn. Post board wipe for 2. I guess if you hold up like 6 or more, that's seems like a big ask, but if you can come back ahead on the board after doing a board wipe, that's just, as Andrew would say, that's great value. Heartless Pillage, Lurking Chupacabra, Priest of the Awakening Sun. 1 for a 1/1. Beginning of your upkeep, you may reveal a Dino card from your hand. If you do, you gain 2 life. 3 and 2 white, sack Priest of the Awakening Sun, search your library for a Dino card, reveal it and put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. That's kind of expensive for a creature search, but I suppose white doesn't typically get to do that kind of stuff. I don't know. If you're running a Dino deck, I guess any amount of tutoring is just good. I mainline tutors. There's no getting around it if you want to have a nice streamlined deck. Chart of Course, Atzokan Archer, Rampaging for Rassadon. What do we got? The foil common. Menatche, players can't gain life. Ouch. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield, it deals 1 damage to that creature's controller. That seems pretty good. That seems solid, actually. I have no issues with that card. Steadfast Armasaur, Fiery Cannonade, Imperial Aerosaur, Bona, Butcher of Magan. Our next mythic, 3 white black. For a 4/4 Vampire Knight, Vigilance and Lifelink, tap, pay 7 life, destroy target non-land permanent. Activate this ability only during your turn. 7 life is pretty steep, but he does have lifelink. I kind of want to make a commander deck out of him. I don't know. Being able to just destroy things on call. 7 life, use that life as a resource. I run Sylvan Libraries, you know? How many times would I have traded 8 life to pop permanent instead of drawing 2 cards just digging for a land or an answer? When you have the answer built in right there. I don't know. Seems like fun. What do we got? Another contract killing, Favorable Winds, Marauding Looter, Unclaimed Territory, Rootbound Crag. Enters the battlefield tapped unless you control a mountain or a forest. Tap for a red or green to your mana pool. I love these check lands. I'll probably never end up buying dual lands. I think it's just a little out of my price point for something that's like marginally better than some other options you have there. Now, I play fetch lands. As soon as Modern Horizons 2 came out, I loaded up. I think I've only got the enemy fetch lands. Maybe Windswept Heath just because I needed it. I used to mainline a Selesnya Captain Sisay as my commander. Elaborate Fire Cannon, Rigging Runner, Shapers of Nature. What's that do? Ooh. Oh my, I like that. Shapers of Nature, Alex, when you're watching this in the future, you need to remember this for Ezity. That looks great. And Tilonali Skin Shifter. 2 and a red, 0/1 with haste. When it attacks, it becomes a copy of another target non-legendary attacking creature until end of turn. Huh. Kitesail Freebooter, Sentinel Totem, Emissary Sunrise, Dousing Dagger. Hey, I was talking about this earlier. 2, when it ETBs, target opponent creates 2/0/2 green plant creature tokens with Defender. Equipped creature gets +2/+1. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you can transform it. 3 mana of any one color. Yeah, okay, so it wasn't a Gaia's Cradle. That would have been nuts. I feel like there is a card, or several cards out there that do something similar that's not like Rofellos, say, where you can add mana to your mana pool just based on creatures you have on the battlefield. But there's always a catch on it. They're probably never gonna make anything close to as good as Gaia's Cradle. An example of a broken card beyond like Alpha Beta, Black Lotus things. But that's also an Urza block card, so yeah, there's a lot of really broken stuff coming around the Urza block. Thundering Spineback, Angrath's Marauders. 2 red and 5 for a 4/4. If the source you control would deal damage to a permanent or player, it deals double that damage to that permanent or player instead. Ooh. I don't know much about the lore from this time of Magic, but I definitely know Angarth. I kind of collect Planeswalkers just to have them. Like, a lot of them are not very valuable. I just like the look of it. I came back to Magic and Planeswalkers were a brand new thing. Never heard of those before. So I had a lot to learn when I got back into it. Grim Captain's Call, River Sneak, Ranging Raptors, and Maverin Fane, Dusk Apostle. Apostle? 2 and a white for a 2/2 Vampire Cleric. Whenever one or more non-token vampires you control attack, create a 1/1 white vampire creature token with lifelink. One or more. If only it was like for each one, you could make that happen. That could be really good, but you only get one. It's like, but what do I know? Maybe that card's worth buku bucks. No. Imperial Lancer, Lookout's Dispersal, Emissary of Sunrise, and Vraska's Contempt. 2 black and 2 instant, exile target creature or planeswalker. You gain 2 life. That's not bad. I mean, it's costly, but you get to exile it, and it's all upside. And Vraska, I just saw what's going on with Phyrexia. Isn't that tragic? She's gonna have a few more metal bits on her pretty soon. Ooh. Vineshaper Mystic, Charging Monstrosaur, Deathless Ancient, and Axis of Morality are next. Is that our third? I think that's our third mythic. 4 and 2 white. Enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may have 2 target players exchange life totals. That's funny. Oh, that's fun. I mean, I don't know how effective that is, but playing Commander, that could be some mean things. Bright Reprisal, Ripjaw Raptor. 2 and 2 green for a 4/5. Whenever it is dealt damage, draw a card. That's cool. For a 4/5 too. That's all upside. Look at that. That's not old Magic design. I mean, I guess 4 for a 4/5, but getting to draw cards. Seeker Squire, Shapers of Nature. Ooh, Foil Forest, and a Thematic Compass. For 2 for an artifact, 3 tap, search your library for a basic land, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. Beginning of your end step, if you control 7 or more lands, transform this compass into the Spires of Erazga. Tap, add a colorless to your mana pool. Tap, untap target attacking creature an opponent controls and remove it from combat. That could be fun. I might just put that inside of my landfall deck. Hey, Alex, here's another one. Thematic Compass. Okay, movie magic. I've moved all of those over super quick. You can't prove that I did any kind of editing. Makeshift Munitions, Kumena Speaker, Merfolk Branchwalker. Weird seeing green Merfolk, huh? Shadowed Caravel. Oh, and we got a foil rare too. So Shadowed Caravel, 2 and a 2 for a 2/2 vehicle. Whenever a creature you control explores, put a +1/+1 counter on Shadowed Caravel. Okay, don't know what explore means. Entrancing Melody, 2 blue and X. Gain control of target creature with CMC cost X. Oh, that's okay. That's not the worst, but it is in foil, and it's an Ixalan era. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of foil jobs, which is, again, some more old Magic stuff. You didn't have set boosters back then with, like, guaranteed foils and things like that. So, that may be worth something. No. Imperial Lancer, Snapping Sailback, Raging Swadtooth, Captain Lannery Storm. Hey, I had her in my treasure deck. 2 and a red for a 2/2 haste. Whenever she attacks, create a colorless treasure artifact creature. Artifact token, not a creature. Just make a treasure token, and whenever you sack a treasure, she gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Slice in Twain, Duskborn Sky Marcher, Dark Nourishment, Hostage Taker. Demir and 2 colorless. I hope I said that right. Is that black, blue, black? 2/3. When she enters the battlefield, exile target artifact or creature until hostage taker leaves the battlefield. You may cast that card for as long as it remains exiled, and you may spend mana as though it were mana of any type to cast that spell.
The toppings contain potassium benzoate. That's bad.
I'm not seeing a whole lot of utility in that. Somebody point that one out to me. Down in the comments down below. Andrew, looking at you. T-Man, how would you mainline that in a deck? I wouldn't. Duskborn, Lookout's Dispersal, Raptor Hatchling, Growing Rites of Itlamok? 2 and a green legendary enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature card from among them and put it in your hand. Rest on the bottom of your library in any order. At the beginning of your end step, if you control 4 or more creatures, transform it. Oh, there we go. Look at that. It's the soft guy's cradle. Tap out a green or tap out a green for each creature you control. That's good. I want to run that in something. Actually, that would probably go great. Jam, if you're watching this, Growing Rites of Itlamok in your Rin and Seri deck, I bet that would just be amazing. Talking about you need more ramp, that would probably be your bit. Emperor's Vanguard, 3 and a green for a 4/3 human scout. When it deals combat damage to a player, it explores, which is reveal the top card of your library, put that card in your hand if it's a land. Otherwise, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature and put the card back, or put it into your graveyard. Kite Sail, Sky Terror, Chart a Course, and Ruin Raider. 2 and a black for a 3/2 raid. At the beginning of your end step, if you attacked with a creature this turn, reveal the top card of your library and put that card into your hand. You lose life equal to that card's converted monocon. I don't know, you'd just be better off playing a Bolas' Citadel. Then it doesn't have to go into your hand. You'd lose life, but at least it would hit the battlefield, like, straight away. Sleek Schooner, Bellowing Aegisaur, Tempest Caller, One with the Wind, and Vance's Blasting Cannons again. Okay. Got this box for fairly cheap. I think this was like, $120? Maybe 130? Something like that. Remember? Double Dragons. Don't know if I'm going to put a text here. I'm just motioning my hands. You got to do it now. Sorceress Spyglass. As Sorcerer's Spyglass enters the battlefield, look at an opponent's hand, then choose any card name. Activated abilities of sources with the chosen name can't be activated unless they're mana abilities. And Shaper's Sanctuary. 1 for an enchantment. Whenever a creature you control becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, you draw a card. It's not bad, I guess. I don't know. I see, in the format I play, I don't see very much targeted removal, but I could see that in Standard being great. As far as anybody's trying to pop your creatures for board control, if they're mainlining black or doing red to burn, you're just like, well, at least I draw something out of it. And for only 1 mana, it's not bad. Dragon Skull Summit. All right, we got another check land. I like that. Can always use more of these in Commander decks, because I think these lands are perfectly reasonable. Perfectly reasonable for a game of Commander. You don't have to break the bank doing it. Verdant Sun's Avatar. When Verdant Sun's Avatar or another creature enters the battlefield under your control, you gain life equal to that creature's toughness, but it does cost 7 to play. Still, playing green, that's not... I don't know if that's endgamey kind of stuff, though. You know, that feels like, unless you can cheat it out early, like, Gorging Ceratops. 2 white and a 5 for a 3/3 dino with double strike. When it attacks other creatures you control, gain double strike until end of turn. Primal Amulet. 4 for instant and sorcery spells you cast, cost 1 less to cast. And whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, put a charge counter on it. There are 4 or more. Transform it into Primal Wellspring. Tap, add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. When that mana is spent to cast an instant or sorcery spell, copy that spell, and you may choose new targets for the copy. That's fun. Ooh my, that's a spell slinger deck. Oh wow. That's great. That's super cool. Oh my god. Burning Sun's Avatar, 3 red and 3 for a 6/6. When it ETBs, deals 3 damage to target opponent and 3 damage to up to 1 target creature. That's cool, but it does cost 6. I'm noticing dinos cost quite a bit for an effect. It's like, it's good, but is it that good? Makeshift Munitions, Merfolk Branchwalker, Sunpetal Grove! Oh, I love this land! Hiya! Good check land to have. All right, so there we go. I don't know what the value of this box is at all, but I suppose you know now. Right? So, yeah. Tell me what you thought of that box opening down in the comments below. I thought that was fun. I saw some cards in there that I could see running in a commander deck. I didn't see too many like super competitive cards, although that Soft Guy's Cradle and that thematic compass, that looks like fun. I'll see if I can't tinker around with these, but it looks like it'll be a fun pod experience, and that's what's important. So, Jam, Andrew, Trevor, if you're watching this and you wanted to get some inside information on the kinds of things we're gonna find in this pod, hey, take a look. And by the way, like, I really want to encourage other people. Like, it's a little expensive out there trying to buy some Magic cards, but you know what is great is picking up a box at your local game store and splitting it with your friends. Just have some pizza or wings, whatever you're gonna do, get together and do a quick sealed of this, you know? Make your own pod, have a good time. You can do this multiple ways, mix in different cards from different sets. If you wanted to pick up Rivals of Ixalan maybe some months later and you all split it together, you could do a bit of a chaos draft, do a little, you know what I'm saying? Put a few packs aside in your pod of this original and then mix in the new stuff and see what you can do with it. Thank you everybody so much for watching. Like I said, please, if you haven't done it already, subscribe down below. Smash that bell icon so that way you can keep up with me every time I put out a new video. Leave a comment, leave a like, and, you know, if nothing else, just I hope you have a really good day. Things are a little bit rough out there, but I can't help but feel like it's gonna get better. So, I can't wait to see you next time on the Nerds of Paradise. Later!
Next time on Dragon Ball Z.
I'm gonna be popping open this bad boy.